Hello, welcome to the Boardroom AI, where we uncover the latest AI news for you for busy business leaders. So you don't have to scroll through multiple pages and ask your ChatGPT what's going on. You can listen to us, and we'll give you our take on every news as well, so you know what to think. That's who we are. My name is Maya. I'm co-founder and CEO at Zawi. We have Maciek, our co-founder as well, and Jeremi, our head of product. And today we are starting with what's on my list, Runway. So this week was mostly about video and picture generation, stuff like that. I know Maciek has some thoughts about Runway and he would like to introduce this news to us.
Sure. So Runway, a company that is focusing on building the generative model, but for videos creation, they released a new model, Gen 4. Very interesting one. They shared a lot of great examples. How does it work and what you can achieve with this? So the internet is so crazy about this news. People are playing around, testing different stuff. And I think that there are like two different ways. Like the one side is saying Hollywood is done, content creators are not needed, AI is going to create videos, this is amazing. On the other side, there are people saying, no, that's not correct. It's still a lot of stuff to be done. We're not yet there. So, you know, it's always like, can we really create the real videos and the real shoots with Gen AI? I think that we'll get there. Are we there today? I decided to test myself. So I purchased the access to this tool. And, I hope that I'm using this correctly, but this is my session. You can see that I just put my selfie. Uh, and it said, like, make this person walking by the sea smiling and admiring the view. And I took this one, and you can see what I get from this. So this is me here, and let me just play it, and you can tell. I wake up. so, so I mean, I think that we still need to improve it. It makes like I think that the way I'm walking and that it was able to add myself on top of this was nice from behind, but I think that this head move is not natural.
Yeah, it does not look natural. It looks like you have a 180-degree rotation on your head.
I think, guys, Hollywood is not done yet, but with simple use cases, some, simple animation, product animation, stuff like that. I'm talking here creative agencies doing simple shots for, I don't know, shampoo or something. It can easily be actually replaced. It's not easy, I guess. I'm not that technical, but it's not easy to animate the person like real face, etc., but like it's quite easy to animate some like limes or whatever, some flowers behind a shampoo bottle. So this is definitely a big change, and we talk here on this podcast a lot about replacing human workers and what's going to happen to the society actually. And I think that's a big challenge for creative agencies right now, or an opportunity because they can develop stuff faster and just focus on higher quality. That's my take on it.
Yeah, and other than that, I think, I have always been something you guys don't know about me, but my dream was to become a movie director. That's always been kind of something I really wanted to do.
You look like one.
Oh, thank you. I take that as a compliment. In any case, like I think that creation and unleashing the power of your creativity is so much more accessible today. And I would be really excited, even to create something like a short movie. We actually had a short movie competition in high school. What an amazing tool that would be to win this competition, and storytelling becomes more important. You know what I mean? So it's interesting for businesses and companies. Production just gets so much faster with tools like that, and cheaper too. So I am personally really excited by this.
Yeah, and if you see like all of the shots they did with the way they are presenting during the race, like they are crazy good. So I think that like it's also the level of effort you need to put like the write the prompt, provide a very high level input material to get it. But I think that like, maybe Hollywood is not done. Definitely not yet when the people are saying, but definitely you can build this content, create this content on this so crazy quality at much, much faster time. So as you said, like it just unleash creativity and you can get it more creative and you can generate, you can build it, you can see, but it's crazy. I mean, on the other hand, like my head wasn't natural, but I think that it will get there.
Definitely.
But it's another thing is copyrights. Like I'm constantly thinking about it, and I think the world is thinking about it, especially after OpenAI's new release with image generation and the crazy viral Ghibli. Is how it's pronounced? Ghibli studio copycats, basically. I mean, is it right? Like, it shouldn't be like this, probably. And I think we are not ready yet for that. And we'll see what's going to happen with like law and stuff. For sure, Europe will do something about it because it doesn't feel right. Actually, I'm usually on the opposite side, and I'm about progress and stuff. But like, these are artists. Like, they develop certain like pictures, images, movies, style, and now you can copy it with one click. Is it okay? I don't feel it's actually okay, and I think we need some legislation and some kind of solution how to manage this challenge.
Yeah, the problem is that this is like the problem of like probably having Gen AI and not having Gen AI because like it's so like as a model is trained on a lot of data, you can say like your production has 0.01% of someone's other content. So I think that like this is a very tough problem to solve, and this is why it's not solved because no one really knows how to solve it. You can either just say like you need to have Gen AI built on your special data that you purchased, so then we will move back 5 years ago, or someone will, I don't know, maybe there will be a tax to artists that Gen AI community should pay because of this. I mean, it's so tough problem to solve right now.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
think like we should invite some very good lawyer to this podcast and chats about AI and stuff like that, because this is quite a challenge.
But I think just last point for me on this subject is that art is, and whenever these statements like is Hollywood ending, are writers finished, essentially with every new medium there is someone comes up with a prophecy, this is the over or whatever. But the truth is that Gen AI can generate certain average, most expected response. It doesn't take a unique perspective, a unique point of view that humans have based on their life experiences. And I think this is the beauty with art and artists, is that they come with all their experiences, their unique style, something, that can't be predicted so easily if you haven't lived through their life. So I don't think this will ever be the end of Hollywood. I'm curious how Hollywood will be impacted by this and made more accessible to people without, $1 million budgets. This is what I'm excited about.
Or the budget will still be the same, just we'll see even better productions. That's another thing. But no, that's quite a challenge. But what you said, Jeremi, is again interesting point of view from the perspective of the future of all of us. Like, are we in the age of mediocrity? Like, will we become just average because of Gen AI? We'll see. So we are here for artists. Like, they should stay and create amazing stuff. Cool. Maciek, I think you have another news for us.
Yes, we've never talked about this company, about the Gen AI, but Amazon just released that they introduced Amazon Nova Act, like acting. And you remember we talked already about OpenAI's operator that can like mimic and walk around the sites and do the stuff. We talked about Manus that was also doing these agents that can do actions on behalf of you on the different websites. And frankly, Amazon is working on this as well. It's called Amazon Nova Act, very long name. The problem is that they release it and no one is really engaging with this. And I was trying to understand like why. And the problem is that like they release a very great high value marketing movies, definitely created by Hollywood, but you cannot try it. I mean, you can go to Amazon. You can go to Amazon Nova. I can just sign up. I sign up, but I don't have access yet for the last 2-3 days. And whenever you're seeing these movies, when you started the internet, is that you see these different interactions happening, but it's all looks like not real. It all looks like the marketing demo. So super weird because they said, I can show you the page where they release notes. You can see that when you go there, learn more, you can see that they claim that their solution is way better than Claude and OpenAI and killing in the test. The problem is that like no one is able to probably test it out right now. I haven't seen any kind of real examples. If you look at these movies, it's more talking about like people talking this thing, what we can do, but showing that it's thinking here is more like the editor stuff, not the real stuff, what is happening. So I think the direction is good.
But
You
what it
guys really
is?
said
What it is, Maciek? Like what?
it's like the operator from the OpenAI, and like they
But it
claim that
acts on top of the web interface, right?
exactly. They are aiming to integrate it to Alexa, but you will be able to ask Alexa as your personal assistant to do the stuff, which is kind of be cool. But it looks like that is just a marketing release end of quarter, March 31st. But nothing is behind this. Like no one is interested into this. So I would love to really see, because if they were able to achieve these benchmarks, they are definitely better than the others. But no one can really test it out. So super weird release, because it's great that there is the other player on the market, not only OpenAI and Cloud investing into this technology, but I think that they didn't manage my expectations from this release properly.
Yeah, I think two news come to my mind. Similarly, after release of deep research, everyone else rushes into the new market. But then the other thing that comes to my mind is Apple pulling their advertisements of the new Siri that has the context of your emails, calendars, everything that has also been delayed. It feels like the future is just around the corner, but not really yet here,
Yeah, I feel like it's becoming kind of boring. I'm not excited about these news anymore. I'm like, okay, another release and maybe a little bit better, but does it really make the difference? I mean, at the end of the day, I kind of feel it when, for example, comparing GPT 4.0 to 4.5. Like, yeah, okay, I feel it. But like, do we need all these releases? I think people don't really pay attention anymore to those. And so maybe we should cover them less, because like who really cares? However, there is something new. I mean, it's not yet new, but at least OpenAI raised a ton of money again to develop hopefully something more than just another 4.73, to make it a little bit more conversational or whatever, or sounds more human. So I think, is it the biggest run in history? I don't know. It's
I
quite a
think,
lot of
yeah, it
money.
is.
It's quite a lot of money, you guys. It's 40 billion at 300 billion valuation. Well, small
It's okay.
stuff. So it's okay. It's okay. And what's like iconic, really, the release that they did. I will share.
Oh
With
yeah,
you.
I think that
It's like so minimalistic. I love it. It's just like
I think that
yeah,
just getting the fundraise in the frontier model space becomes
that's
so
it.
default that this is
Yeah.
the level
No,
of
it's
release you can make.
I feel it's just iconic. It's like we raised 40 billion. That's it. Thank you. Thank you for your contribution with
Yeah,
your $200.
it's the best, it's the best PR when you don't have to do PR, essentially. You
Right?
just say,
And
that's what happened, period.
I actually love it. I think it's iconic, but at the same time, it raises again the topic of AGI. Like they don't really say that they will develop AGI from like this money. It's just like they are building towards this future. So probably the next one will be, I don't know, 60 bill to achieve that. But like, what do we think? Like, what's gonna happen next? 40 billion for what? Is it really a milestone to get to AGI? We don't have Michał today again. I would love to hear his thoughts. Like, are we approaching this, or it's just shiny future?
It's really hard to say. I mean, they already spent billions of dollars to get something, and you can see that the recent models they're releasing are getting 1% better, 1.5% better. It's hard to say if 40 billions will be enough money to build the new completely AGI. We all know from the technical perspective that the current technology that is used to build LLMs, large language models, is not the technology that you can use to build AGI. So they really need to shift the needle. Some of people claims that in order to achieve AGI, you need to really get to the high level of quantum computing. So a lot of noises stuff. I think that these guys needs money to grow and to become the leader because there are others behind their back across the
We
globe. We
talk
know that
about it every week. Yes.
yeah, we know that we know what's happening in China. Let's remember about this as well. So they're not they've been I think that there was a moment where they will be the key player and there was the others just behind their back and going after. Take a look, like for the last week we will be talking about not GPT, Gemini, the new Gemini Pro version that is killing everyone. And so they're not leader anymore. Like they don't have the best model technically right now. They used to.
Yeah, we'll see if 40 billion will change the picture here. Let's keep our fingers crossed for more exciting news from the LLM space. I think for the really past few weeks, the most exciting is the image generation from OpenAI, way better than this video stuff by, how's this company called?
Runway. I think yeah.
And so I just checked and I just want to confirm that Gemini 2.5 Pro is still the first of the riddle board. So nothing new.
We don't see the 40 billion impact yet. Let's keep our fingers crossed. But from the past few weeks, I think the most exciting news still is the image generation. And I think we use it on kind of daily basis. I use it and it's exciting, but it also raises so many concerns. We already talk about the lawsuit or concerns from Studio Ghibli. Another thing is that we talk about it last week that it actually changes your face, so you cannot do deep fakes, but people fake their receipts and like bills and stuff like that. So that's quite another challenge that probably governments have to somehow fix, like introduce some legislation. And I hate it and I love it at the same time. This is really disturbing. But people always will find ways to break the rules, to do something for themselves. However, it says also about how powerful this technology is, and that it actually works. It's not just a marketing gimmick. It actually works, and I think it's amazing.
I
Any
think
comments on
that something that happens with the industry is, we have a release of a new model, of a new functionality almost every week, as you said, Maya, and you don't see the difference between release to release. They are so small. But if you would take the view of what is best possible today compared to what was possible 2 years ago, or even a year ago, these changes become much more visible. And so I think that progress is often kind of hidden behind the small releases and small things. I'm personally actually still very excited every time I see the news happening. Maybe that's the product person in me. Even though the changes from one to the other are small, in the long term, they make a huge difference. So yeah,
effect.
I'm still excited.
Yes.
But I do to have huge hopes for this 40 billion being spent on something, really, really nice.
Spend it well, OpenAI. Spend it well. Like we all talk about efficiency, that companies have to think like really how they distribute their capital. So I hope you guys really spend it well.
Think about it, it's a lot of money. Like it's a budget of some of the smaller countries in the world. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Like I have many thoughts about that. It's like this podcast now is kind of a mix of high-tech LLMs releases and society impact of all those releases. Actually, I always think about when we are exhibiting at some trade shows, that the booth costs basically like a small apartment in Poland, and it's like people take 30 years mortgage to buy this, and companies spend this money for one day and then it all goes to trash. This is pretty crazy when you think about it. So here one company spends 40 billion and this is the money for the entire country for a year. Kind of, yeah, let's have a fully social impact episode some in the future. Like we need to invite some smarter people than us that actually study those things, because this is just our thoughts. But speaking of thoughts and social impact, Tinder released. Oh, Jeremi laughs. I think that he tried it. Released something called. Let me come back to this news. The game. It allows you to flirt with an AI agent, and test your skills. It's probably an April's Fool's joke, but well, it's one of the ways how you can leverage AI and the interaction, and it's like really crazy when you think about it, because oh my God, I think we are in the crisis of human relationships, and now it's just we are taking this to another level. Jeremi, thoughts?
My thoughts are, that as a product person, I believe we should focus on solving real life problems. And this is a real life problem, including for me. So, someone needs to teach me how to flirt clearly based on my, dating history.
Are you cringy? Oh, imagine this. You upload like your exes to the database and you tell the AI, like, I don't want to date those people. Like, teach me how to talk to the opposite. Like, yeah.
Yeah. OpenAI. If you're missing ideas for what to do with the 40 billion, here's one,
No, but like OpenAI actually, like it's a co-release, like Tinder released it with OpenAI.
Yeah,
so they were using OpenAI to do it. So
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
already did that.
So
It's
we
a
know
good
we know where the
promotion
money
for OpenAI.
went. Absolutely.
But maybe think about it. Maybe it's big. It's a bigger picture, and this is just like the them, whoever they are, thinking about, okay, we need more people on Earth. We don't actually, but like think about it, and like we need to teach people how to actually flirt and how to get together, because we have serious problem with that, at least in well-developed countries like the US or European countries. So maybe it's
So
the
would you categorize it as a great impact for the society, this one?
we will need to think
We need to
about it
test.
more
We need to
deeply,
test.
because like, is it fair that you train yourself, and you are not really yourself, but you're like well trained to attract other person?
You can learn a lot of things for your life. Like if you want to get better, Jeremi wants to get better.
I definitely received some punches from my friends when I showed them my messaging history on dating apps. I apparently come off as a very intense person. So, having AI tell me that before I make the mistake, that would be not such a bad idea.
So dating copilot that you can, oh my God, Tinder, dating copilot. Jeremi wouldn't need like very much guarded by your AI to not send weird messages to other people.
At the same time, I have other friends who are like, "Go for it, be weird. This is who you are," So like, I don't know.
The questions about the final result.
Exactly. Well, I still have hope, which sounds like you don't have for me anymore.
You just turned 30, Like what would your mom or grandma say? What's the future? You're already old.
Yeah. This is a good
Um,
segue actually to the next news, which I wanted to tell you about. It is Anthropic releasing a new Claude version specifically for education. It is oriented towards helping students develop critical thinking. It's a pretty simple product that instead of giving you straight answers when you ask a question, can actually ask you some questions. What do you think about this? It can help you develop critical thinking in terms of what are the advantages, disadvantages. And, there's a lot of talk about education going, completely in a new direction due to AI and how students use AI and lose critical thinking. And I think this news is such a great reminder that if only a better application is found for AI, it can actually support critical thinking. And I'm really excited about this. Not only for education, by the way, so many applications for businesses in terms of training employees, helping employees develop critical thinking in key areas. Huge cost for companies today. What do you guys think?
I'm so excited about this
Yeah.
because every time I do some serious research or I give some like more complicated task to ChatGPT, I'm always like, dude, just ask me question. Like, why do you provide me answer? Like, you need to learn more and like just tell me what you don't know. Don't try to provide me an answer. Just tell me what you don't know or like what I'm not thinking about and I should. And I think this is a news. Like this is really something that that can impact that can take us to another level of how we use those conversational chats to do our stuff. So I'm very excited. I haven't tried it, but it looks like also Claude is like finding their niche, which could be exciting. So they are going into this more serious stuff, right? Like working with like you know science and education. I think it's a nice way. Like it's hard to beat company that just raised 40 billion. But at the same time, I think from the UX perspective and thinking about how we use those tools, this is amazing news.
I think that like there's a different like if you think about OpenAI, they're like this is the company who's working like how to make it so accessible for consumers. Like on the other way, like there's Anthropic. We know that it's used, their models are used by many tools for vibe coding and so on. So helping developers to really deliver the value faster. And then you have like the student's idea, which is so great. Like if you think from the perspective, like from the PR perspective, but also from the solving the real problem, this is a real shit. Like congrats to anyone who get to this idea because this really can change also the narrative that this LLM chats can be so helpful and also like have a very, very positive impact. So kudos to these guys versus like the others who are just trying to replace people and all of this stuff.
And I feel like in general, AI is often looked at as kind of you will give me the end product. But actually, AI and where I believe AI's greatest impact will be is helping humans develop skills like critical thinking or even knowledge, right? When I think of Claude and how I was preparing to exams in high school, let's say, having such a tool that would test my knowledge and help me co-learn, co-study would be such an amazing resource. Would I use it having ChatGPT on the side? That's a different question. But yeah, if you want to develop those skills and if you see value in that, that would be great. And I was also thinking about even onboarding of employees to companies in the future. You feed the whole knowledge of your company and AI can handle the training for you, basically. It can test these employees periodically. And the more advanced and complex your product is, the more training is needed. And this can be really strong partner for your employees to develop skills and not just knowledge. And I'm just can't wait for the practical applications.
This comes like, a lot of companies are using this learning LMS, learning management systems. So feeding this data and allowing you to train through the conversation. But as you said, like not give me answer, like challenge me on this,
Mm-hmm.
ask me, train me. This is so cool. This is really, really great usage of the LLMs.
At the same time, I would never stop anybody. Like, I think education is past the point of trying to stop people using Gen AI to help them. Like, I think we really have to switch gears and like, how do we use that technology to develop skills and critical thinking, things that, you know, maybe you don't have to memorize everything, but as long as you can use the knowledge you have access to, this is really something that, yeah, I wish I had a couple of years earlier.
Couple.
It also
Just couple.
it also creates this kind of different habits, because now ChatGPT trains you questions, and you're just getting everything as granted.
Yeah.
Now you're getting to the user experience that this person on the other side, this AI on the other side, is not only like giving you everything as it is, it will ask you the questions. So if it was adopt, imagine children having access to ChatGPT versus having access to this education mode. It's a completely different perception of how to really should interact with this solution. So training children using this technology this way will build a completely different habits. But from the beginning, they will know, okay, this is a partner. This is not the oracle that will provide me everything. It's
just
a
a
very,
challenger,
very good one.
which is great. I think this is really, really great and good for society. As we talk more and more about the impact, I think that can have an amazing impact, and it's a great kind of switch. So with this positive sign that we see in the world, we wrap up for today. Thank you so much. And so let's keep our fingers crossed for 40 billion by OpenAI to develop some cool new stuff for us, and maybe copy something from Anthropic when it comes to challenging people in their thinking. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys, and see you in a week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.